Hello, good evening. Hello, everybody. It's your girl Sharita, the Behavior and Learning Strategist, coming at you from the Morgan Unlimited Growth Institute, where you can find solutions for your child's behavior and learning challenges. Hello, how y'all doing? Happy early Memorial Day. I'm very excited about Memorial Day coming up. We're going to be cooking out in the backyard. The kids going to be running around. It's going to be great. We're going to have a great time. I got a good one for y'all today. I want to know if you want to know how to get your kids motivated, self-motivated, how to challenge your kids and help them become self-motivated. Man, this is so important. Look, when you are improving, and I'm outside chilling. Actually, I did all my classes outside today in the backyard, and it was feeling so good that I decided to come over here and set up and do our topic here. Talk to you guys. So let me know how you're doing, because I'm going to get into the topic really quickly. Let me know how y'all doing tonight, okay? On this beautiful Saturday. We're supposed to go on at live at 12, but something came up. But I definitely wanted to get it in today, so I postponed it until 6:30. Let me know in the comments if 6:30 is a good time for you guys, because if it's 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, because that's where I am. I'm from New Jersey, okay? Represent. I'm in New Jersey right now. If 6:30 is a better time for y'all, I will change it, honey, all right? So let me know. Let me tell y'all, before we get into the topic, who's accompanying us today, okay? Got a couple of plants right here, because I'm in the backyard. And I got stuff to do. And the girl's going to help me work in the garden tomorrow and a little bit on Memorial Day, too. So, this strawberry plant's galore here. We got this strawberry plant. It's a seascape strawberry plant. Okay. We got this one here. Alright. And it has some strawberries on it. But we ate it. We ate them. The girls love picking strawberries off the plant. And this one is another strawberry. This one looked like we let this one be on too long. We didn't catch it in time, because that would have been delicious, okay? This one is a tiny one, and it's turning, it's ripening. It's getting ripe. So this is looking good. So this is where they are right now. I have them by themselves because I had a little aphid problem back here. I'm taking care of everything's looking good. But any place that had aphids on them, I took care of them. I sprayed them down, and I keep checking to see if they're in aphids, and it's looking good. I sprayed this one yesterday, no aphids. And this is, I love rosemary, and I want a big rosemary bush for 2 reasons. I love the smell of rosemary, and also I love to use it, and I make oils and hair washes and all that other stuff. I use rosemary essential oil. Sometimes I blend this up in a blender with other stuff and use it, and I love the smell of it, okay? So this one is going in the ground. I told you I was starting to plant stuff in the ground. And this is the star of the show, honey. This one is a berry basket strawberry. It's a berry basket. Look at the pretty pink flowers. I've never grown this type before of strawberry. And this one's got runners on it already. This is another strawberry plant. I'm going to snip this off soon. We'll get a couple more leaves and grow another plant. This one is ready to snip. And snip it off right here. Put it in some soil, honey. And it's going to grow into a whole new plant. I'd like to share my hobby with y'all for a second. My passion. Welcome if you're just joining. Let us know where you are watching from. And also if 6:30 is a good time. Which is better for you, 6:30 or 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, for us to go live and talk about how to improve our children's behavior and learning from home. That's right, we moms and dads are working with our children at home and improving their behavior, improving their learning, improving their focus, teaching them how to read. And if they were struggling to read for years and they've been stuck reading on the same grade level for years, we're like, we ain't waiting for the schools to do it. We're going to do it ourselves, right? We are teaching our children how to read. We're replacing everything that they lost or they forgot that should be in there, giving them a strong literacy foundation. We replace everything that they should have at their grade level, and also we're doing the same thing with math, okay? And we're also supporting each other. moms getting overwhelmed, having mom guilt, you know what I mean? And dads struggling. I have a dad in my program who's a single dad who is raising his daughter, and he does an awesome job, okay? So we're here to support each other. Because, and I feel like this, because I'm a mom that's been through some stuff with raising my children, okay? If mama's all right, everybody's all right. So we take care, we make sure that we're good, and we do self-care. We take good care of ourselves so that we can do this amazing job. We are sending champions into the classroom, honey. We are making sure that our children go to school equipped for success. And when we send a champion to the classroom, it changes it changes the game. Do you understand me? It changes the game. We're game changers. Our kids are game changers, okay? Now, we're going to make an announcement. I want to tell you about a couple of kids in my program that are on their way to getting promoted. We have, in our early learning group, we have one of our students is getting promoted to the beginners elementary group. And then we have another student that's right behind her. She's not ready yet, but she's coming. And then our last student is starting to get it together, and he will be ready in a couple of months. We got promotions on the way, okay? And then we have a student that's in the beginners elementary school. I've been working with him, pushing him. His teachers actually thought that he was functioning on the first grade level, but when I was pushing him and working with him and really figuring out what he knows and what he doesn't know, I realized that he's at a much higher level. Not where he's supposed to be, but he ain't on no first grade level, honey. But he's high enough for me to promote him to the advanced level. And in advanced level, my students are not advanced for their grade. Well, some of them, after they've been in my program, they become ahead of the class. But the advanced level is for kids who have a foundation. They just need to fix some things, get self-motivated, focus, work, so they can function at or above their grade level. That's the focus. So that's where he's going, okay? We got purple level students. The highest level is green level. We have green level students this week. We got purple level students in early learning group. For the first time in the Morgan Unlimited Growth Institute history, we have all of the students in early learning group made purple level. Oh my goodness, okay? It's a lot of great things going on. And new students just started. Another one's coming in. So Morgan Unlimited Growth Institute, the parents, the kids, they got it going on and doing great things. And we are just getting started, honey. Summer program is coming up. So if you want your child to get a major boost, Miss Sharita, you think Miss Sharita is tough during the fall and the spring? Miss Sharita is real tough during the summer, okay? I'm tough, and my students, they know I love them. We have a good time, but the standards are even higher. We work even harder because I want my students to go to school ahead of the game, okay? I want them to go to school better than they left. So, you're looking for a tutor, someone who will help not only tutor your child, but help them improve their focus and behavior. Then holler at us, okay? Send me a direct message because we're accepting enrolling new students, okay? Or go to growthinstitute.mykajabi.com. That's KAJABI.com. Don't miss out. We still have a couple of days. We have our mom promo for Mother's Day. We've been celebrating all month, honey. I never stopped celebrating Mother's Day. I better stop. My husband Father's Day is around the corner, and I can't be trying to still celebrate Mother's Day when he got Father's Day. He gonna be looking at me like I'm crazy. But I've been celebrating all month, and we've been giving 2 free classes when you enroll into Morgan Unlimited Growth Institute during the month of May. We got a few days left, so make sure you message us and ask us about our Mother's Day promo that's ending on May 31st. Okay? All right. Are we ready? You ready to rock and roll? I'm gonna ask you like I ask my students. Are you ready like Freddie? Are you in it to win it? Are you gonna do this like Brutus? All right. Maybe talking old like me. All right, y'all. So I'm very happy to get started. We're gonna be talking about how to challenge our children and help them become self-motivated. This is crucial. We want them to become self-motivated. We want them to be thinking about how to accomplish goals, how to do better in school, what they're supposed to be doing, how to improve their own grade and working on it. We want them to be focused on their goals when we are there and when we are not there. Because truth be told, we cannot be with our children, guiding them when they're at home and when they're at school. But we're trying to work at our jobs. We can't be at our jobs and at the school at the same time. We can't be running our businesses and be at the school at the same time. You know what I mean? Even with stay-at-home moms, we still be working. I was a stay-at-home mom for a while. You know, stay at home, I got stuff to do. You know what I'm saying, right? We can't be managed. Our kids need to go into the classroom and know how to sit their behinds down. They need to go in the classroom and know how to function independently, do their work, behave themselves, respect the teacher, follow directions, right? They need to know how to do all those things. So a big part of that, we can talk to them, we can teach them, we can guide them, but we want them to take ownership of it. Do you understand what I'm saying? We want them to take ownership of it. You want them to start to sit down and focus because they want to do well. Not because we're telling them, not because the aide is helping them and making them sit, not because the teacher's telling them, not because they might get into trouble. We want them to say, this is what I want for me, for myself. So essentially, we want them to change their thinking, okay? So, how do we do that? How do we help them change their thinking? Well, we want them to have a self-party, okay? Self-party is they are self-motivated, they have self-control, self-discipline, self-awareness, and self-accountability. We want them to have all this going on, whether they are right next to us, or they're in school, or they're outside playing, or they're at a friend's house, or they're at a cousin's house, right? Or they're at a cookout, right? No matter where they are, we want them to walk around like this. So how do we do this? Okay, so number one, we can talk to our kids, we can guide them, we can teach them, but we must help them create some kind of success. What's a success? It doesn't have to be something huge. It could be something small, okay? And for example, I have my students all have action plans, and in the action plans are all the goals. When I do the assessment, everything that they're missing, that they need to learn and get, or everything that's getting in the way of their academic success, any focus issues, any behavior issues, we take those after we do the assessment and we turn those into goals. You understand? So, but then they start out the month with a couple of initial goals: a behavior goal, a literacy goal, and a math goal. And it's the smallest goal in the action plan. It's the smallest, most easy to attain goal in the action plan. Some students start out the goal is remain seated, and we work on that until they master it. Over a couple of weeks, you see a kid, if you work on it and they know it's their goal and they write it down and they say it and they talk about it and you evaluate them. If you have your child do an independent study time, and then at the end of the study time you ask them, how many did you accomplish your goal? Did you remain seated, right? If they are always aware of it, they will start to change and they will focus on remaining seated. We start with the smallest of goals. Literacy goals. There's a child that's way behind and has difficulty functioning on their grade level, but they lack the basics, like they don't know how to write a sentence, right? Or they have issues with the letter sounds, identifying letter sounds. I take that, the most basic, easiest goal, and that's their first goal. And I tell them about it, we all know about it, we work on it, and then it's the easiest, it's best to start with the smallest goal because that's easy to accomplish. We want to create success right away, okay? Or if it's a math goal, some of my students is count to 100, some of my students is master multiplication fast, some of my students is add and subtract without using your fingers, right? Whatever it is, the most basic to easiest goal. They need to have a lot of goals, right? Whatever they need to do to grow themselves. This is a growth action plan. You understand? The easiest goal, we start with that. We work on it until they accomplish it. And when we do that, kids start to get self-motivated because they start to see their own progress, and they start to see the results, and they see themselves changing. And if I could accomplish this goal, and good job, you accomplished this goal. Okay, I got this goal. And now I have another goal Miss Sharita just gave me, or Mom just gave me. I did that one, I know I could do this one. So this is what I'm going to do. This is how the kids start talking. I got this. I'm going to get that goal too. Right? So we want to help create success right from the start with the easiest goal to accomplish. And then they will become self-motivated. You understand? Now, here comes the challenge. When we give them a goal, we don't say, we're going to help you. No. We say, this is your goal. You're responsible for it. Let's do this. Get it done. Are you working on your goal? Make sure you get this done. At the end, my students always get points. I don't feel sorry about taking away points because I know that that's going to help them grow. So it's a challenge, okay? And then when they accomplish that goal, we automatically give them another goal. Next. That's a higher level. So I accomplished this, next. 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 It reminds me of when my students are learning how to write. The first thing they have some trouble writing sentences. They learn how to write sentences. They learn the structure of a sentence. Now it's time for you to write a couple of sentences, especially the younger ones. Now it's time for you to write a paragraph. All right, good. You understand the structure of a paragraph? I set the timer. You can write a paragraph in the time within the 8 minutes. And then you're going beyond the 8 minutes and you continue to do it, right? Even more sentences. All right, now it's 2 paragraphs. Get it done. Now you got 3 paragraphs, okay? You got 16 minutes. Get it done. Now it's 4 paragraphs. The challenge, higher, 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 until this is easy. Until they go from not liking to write, they don't like to write, they don't really know how to write, they don't know how to brainstorm ideas or create a graphic organizer and just write and just get their thoughts out, express themselves, edit their work. They don't know how to do none of that. They go from that place to a place where they could just write 5 paragraphs. You understand? So we challenge them. So every time when we challenge them, they go to the next level, they accomplish something, we challenge them again so that this becomes easy. Because if you did this already and now you're working on this, you're stretching. This was back then. That happened already. All right? All right? All right. Good, good. Next. This is a big one. Teach them how to figure it out. Teach them how to figure it out. I had new students start today. It's our first time doing this. We had a word problem, math word problem. My students are required to read the word problem aloud, write it. Okay, they have to write the word problem. See, I'm very big on kids understanding what they're reading and also writing. Writing, there's a lot of writing in my program. Because if kids don't do that, they could just glance at the word problem and then try to just guess a quick answer. And I don't play that, okay? So they're required to read the word problem out loud to me so I know that they can read it. Then they're required to write it down. Then they're required to solve it on their own without help. You know why? Because it is not about them getting it right. It's about them having time to think and figure it out. And for me to see what they actually know, how far they came, okay? So they're required to do their problem on their own, and then they let me know, this is what happened today with a new student. Let me know what answer you got, and I don't tell you if you got the answer correct or not. After that, after they in the chat, they message me their answers, then I tell them to discuss their answers and how did you get your answer. So I could just say, here's the word problem, work it out, tell me what you got. That's correct or that's incorrect, and then that's it. When you do that with kids, they don't have time, they don't have the opportunity to think, to figure it out, to figure out where they went wrong, and also to make it right. They don't have the opportunity. All they have is that incorrect answer. And for kids who are struggling, that's devastating. So I learned years ago when I first started as a mental health specialist and that became a special education teacher, that my students will always have the opportunity to review their work after it's done and figure out what they got correct and what they didn't get correct, and how they have to figure out how to get a correct answer. So they discussed, and after they were finished, they had different answers, right? So I told them, one of you is close, but nobody's correct. And I also asked them each to explain to me how they got their answer. Now, while they're explaining, they're like, oh, they start to go quiet and think, and I could see the wheels turning because they're realizing that they want to change something about the answer. They realize where they went wrong. They realize their mistake, right? So I give them opportunity again. Now work on, you want to change something? Go ahead and change it. You go ahead and change it. Y'all discuss again. Miss Sharita will turn off her camera and mute so that the kids can talk to each other. There's so many levels challenging them, and so many ways, times today, which my students in this 1 hour worked on this problem, figured it out, and got closer to the answer, and got closer to the answer, and got closer to the answer. They came back. One of them had the right answer. One of them had the right answer. Did I tell them yet who had the right answer? No. Then I said, one of you is correct. Who do you think it is? I asked both of them. Both of them had opportunity to say who they thought it was. They ended up agreeing on the final answer. And they still had to explain why, and I still didn't tell them. After all of that, I let them know. So they spent the majority after that, and they were so excited, but you know, I play too much, so it's suspenseful. So I said, I'm going to type it in the chat. Do you have the correct answer after working it out and figuring it out and discussing it and working together? Did you get the correct answer, or are you guys close but not correct? So this is what's happening. And so I'm going to type it in the chat. Both of the girls went like this. They're both doing that. They're both doing that because they want so bad to get it correct. They worked on it, they worked on it, they worked on it, right? So they're both like this, and they're both like this, right? And then I put in the chat, I said, okay, you can look. And they look, they're like, yay! And when I tell you, they're excited, they're yelling, because they got it correct, and they worked through it. Let's not rob our kids of the chance to figure things out. Let's make sure they are always figuring things out. See, as adults in general, moms, dads, teachers, we intervene too early sometimes. We go to help them when they're struggling a little too early because we think that that's teaching, but really that's not teaching. We want our kids to be challenged, and we want them to become self-motivated, and we want them to say, I want to do it myself. I got this. I'm going to figure this out. Then we need to keep challenging them and give them time to figure it out. And if they want to give up, my students can't do that. They can't say, I can't, I don't know. They can't just give me any answer. So they're constantly being challenged, okay? But that was great because the young lady I'm talking about, this is her first day in the class, and this was her experience. And she was very happy, okay? We have to make sure that they are figuring it out, okay? Next, so we got create success right away with a small goal. Sorry, baby. It's one of my strawberries. Y'all hanging with me, okay? Y'all hang with me. You doing good. Nobody has aphids, right? So we can hang out together. I'm always checking to see everybody good, no bugs and stuff. Everybody's looking good, so we hanging out together, okay? It's my babies. Okay, before I go on to number 3, I invite you, if you have any questions about what we're talking about, or if you would like to ask me about a summer program, right? Tutoring coaching program, you're looking for a tutor, but you want somebody that's going to help your child to get to the next level and improve their reading. They were struggling with reading for a long time, and they haven't grown, and you want them to finally grow and get to the next level. That is my passion. Do you understand me? So if you're looking for a tutor, to help your child improve their reading, their math, and also their behavior and focus, holla at your girl. Send me a message, okay? And we'll get back to you as soon as possible, okay? So you can also join me in the Zoom after party. I'll be here for a little bit, all right? I want to get out here in the garden and plant these onions. But I will be hanging, we'll be hanging and discussing some stuff. If you got questions, come see me, okay? So if you want us to send you the Zoom link, send a direct message, and Hannah will send you the Zoom link, and then we'll be hanging out together afterwards, all right? Feel free to comment below. Click share on this, okay? So that other moms can improve their children's behavior and learning from home, okay? Moms, dads, we want to reach as many moms and dads we want because we are changing the game, you hear me? So don't forget to click share, okay? And leave your comments so we can chat. All right, next, we got create success, teach them to figure it out. Next one is have them compete with others. All right, I know some people might be saying, not like the competition thing, and don't want kids to compete with each other because they might feel some type of way if they lose. Look, I grew up in a house of athletes, okay? So I have 5 brothers and 1 sister. And me and my sister dabbled in sports a little bit. My brothers, they were into it more. I played softball for a little bit, but I'm talking wrestling, I'm talking football, okay, and track. So competition is important to me, and I've always ran my program like a team, like a sports team, okay? So my students have to push themselves, and they have to elevate, and they can't have excuses, and I'm tough on them, okay? Because when you have a child that has been failing for a long time, they stop believing in themselves, and when they do that, they sit down and they don't work. They don't want to work, especially if they have everybody around them helping them. I have a student, and I think I told you about him before, but he's not the first student that I've had like this. That at school they thought that he was way below grade level, and then come to find out he's definitely above, but he was in school pretending like he didn't know, just so they can help him and do it for him. Listen, Miss Sharita is, look, if you, Miss Sharita's tough, okay? So if you're looking for somebody to help your child and hold their hands and help them feel good and never get on them, that's not me. That is not me. I get on my students, you hear me? All right? So I have them compete with each other. A good example of this is when I do a spelling challenge, and I say the word, and each student has to tell me how they think the word is spelled. Then if you spell it correctly, you get 3 points. If you came close, you get 2 points. And then we keep going like that, and the competition gets hot, it gets heated, all right? It gets heated, not heated like angry and fighting, but like it's a real good competition. And the kids really get into it, from the youngest kids all the way up to my high school students, and they talk junk. We all talk junk, and they be telling me that I be making up words because they never heard it before. And I be like, you just hating because you don't know words like me. So we talk junk, okay? And then sometimes I also have the class compete against me. So they work together to spell a word, okay? And then they have to beat me. And that's hard, okay, right? So have them compete, because when you have them compete, it raises the bar, okay? Now, we don't want to end there, because if your child is just worried about competing and winning against somebody else, if that person is low, meaning that person is not performing at a high level, or that kid is not really putting much effort in, your child may get too comfortable. That's not another child's level of performance should never be where our children, right? Where your child is focused on. At least I'm doing better than him. So if he's getting F's and I'm getting D's, at least I'm not getting F's. Or if he's getting D's and I'm getting C's, at least I'm not getting D's. No. You want your child, and it's the next tip is to have them compete with themselves. So we compete with each other, but I tell my students all the time, Your job is to do better today than you did yesterday. Okay? If you couldn't read that sentence or read that paragraph yesterday, but you came in here and you conquered it, now you're doing your thing. Your job is to do better. So while they are doing better than they did the day before and they focus on that growth, they just keep getting higher and higher and higher and higher. We can't just focus on competing with another child, okay? So you want them to compete with others, especially when you focus on a team atmosphere, okay? Or if you in the house and you're like, you want your kids to do something and they move kind of slow, and then you set a timer and you're like, I want to see who's going to be done before the timer. And everybody start moving all fast and doing that, you know what I'm saying? And they looking at each other, but they running fast and they doing what they got to do and everything and stuff. And they want to be the first one out. Good. That's healthy. Everybody's moving. Everybody's moving, okay? So have them compete with others, but then have them compete with themselves. If your child is practicing running and they are timing themselves and they run and they're able to complete the lap, like there's a park next to my daughter's school, you can walk around, right? If they're able to walk all the way around and they finish and they look at their time with the stopwatch, right? The next time they do it or run around, the next time they jog around, they want to beat that time, okay? And then next time they jog around, they want to beat that time. And the more they do it, the more they practice, they get better and better and better. We want this to be their same mentality when it comes to reading. Today, during reading time, I had 10 minutes that I'm supposed to be reading aloud. And I got to the second paragraph because I had to work through my reading. I wasn't able to read everything. I had to be coached. The next day, I'm going to get to the third paragraph. You want them to be competing with themselves, okay? Hello, Kristen. Welcome, welcome. Happy Saturday. Happy day before Memorial Day, or a couple of days before Memorial Day. We are talking about how to challenge our children to help them become self-motivated. So far, we talked about creating success immediately by giving them small goals that they can accomplish, they can focus on accomplish quickly. And this is so important for kids who have been failing for a long time or they've been getting in trouble for a long time. When they, like my students, when they come in, they have a behavior goal, they have a literacy goal, and they have a math goal. When they start to get progressive, even before they accomplish it, and we start to acknowledge that they are progressing, and we're like, okay, you're doing better. Before when you first came, this is what you were doing, but now look at you, you're doing this. Keep going, because you're getting close to mastering that goal. When we talk to them like that, and they're able to accomplish these goals, they become self-motivated, okay? And that's what we want. We want our kids focused on achieving goals. We want them to develop a growth and achievement mindset. I love when kids get like that. Oh my gosh. Number 2, we teach them to figure it out. This is why I'm always talking about not helping kids, not giving them the answer. I know some of us are guilty of that, and I'm a mom. I've been there, okay? No judgment, okay? But not even helping them to get the answer. Let them think. Let them struggle a little bit. At first, the kid might be, and I see Maya peeking at me from the window. I see Maya peeking at me from the window. At first, the kid might be, your child might be upset. They might be like, oh, I don't know it. And be getting upset and whine, and some of them even cry. Why? Because they're afraid to fail. They're afraid to do to give the wrong answer. They're afraid to do it on their own. They've been doing this all the time, and they keep failing. It does not feel good. They've become accustomed to some adult around them helping them through this tough spot. So when they come into the program, and I encourage you to do the same thing, training wheels off. Now, it's tough at first, right? But just like riding the bike, at first it's tough. At first it's scary. At first they might fall a couple of times. But we don't let them give up. And we have them keep getting on it. And then after a while, they're riding. It's the same way when they're learning how to read. It's the same way when they're learning how to change their behavior. It's the same way when they are learning how to improve their math or their spelling. It's the same thing. Okay? All right, so we got create success, teach them to figure it out, have them compete with others, We do that all the time here, okay? Competition, healthy competition is good, okay? And if you have them in an environment where they are competing against others, it always keeps them on their toes. We don't want our kids getting lazy and chilling out and just, you know, not really working towards anything. When you have them, and I know this because sometimes my students come in and they may come into a group that some kids already got promoted out of, right? They might be the one student, they might be by themselves. If they have behavior problems or focus problems, they're spending most of the period for the first couple of weeks, okay, trying to get me to help them, trying to get me to tell them to sit still, trying to get me to always be getting on them, you know what I mean, trying to get me to push them to do their work, but then they quickly learn, let me show you, don't do that. I teach you how to function independently. These are the expectations that you got to do it, right? But they do that, and then they learn the structure, they start to improve. But it's nothing like when another student joins the group. When another student joins the group, or two students join the group, and now it's 3 of y'all in there, and everybody's working on earning their points. Everybody's working on achieving purple level or green level. That same kid that was playing around before because he's so used to adults trying to set him right all the time and make him sit still, and make him focus, and make him do his work and help him. He's been getting that for years. That same kid that's been getting that starts to sit up straighter, starts to participate more, because this is what we do. This is what we are doing. We have not created a growth and achievement environment. We created a high standard environment, and they're all competing with each other but helping each other. So I teach them to say, you got this, keep going, don't give up. They're not even allowed to say otherwise. They have to say, you got this, and I can't, okay? All right? So have them compete with others, and also have them compete with themselves. Compete with themselves. Always beat their last score. Always beat their last time. Always get further in their reading than they did last time, okay? Keep going, keep going, keep going, so that they can keep getting better every single day. You'll be surprised at how kids change the way they talk when they become self-motivated, because we have challenged them and we have set high standards for them, and we put them in an environment, in situations where they always stretching, always working, have to constantly work, all right? They start to change how they're thinking, and they become self-motivated, okay? And the last one, okay, is teach them to be goal and achievement oriented. How do we do that? We want to make sure that they're always thinking about their goals. We all want them to make sure that they're always thinking about what they need to accomplish during a period of time. So when they come see me, it's an hour. And during the hour, they know that they are working to do 5 things, and that's how they earn their points. Be prepared for success, remain seated. So a lot of kids have trouble with that, staying in their seats and wanting to get up, and dropping their pencil, and not sitting. Some of them sit on the bed because it's virtual, and then they laying down, all that. We're not doing that, all right? So that's a big one. And if they're doing that with me, in the beginning, when they first come, they're doing it at home during homework time, they're doing it in the classroom. We don't want that, okay? So be prepared for success, remain seated, follow directions. When the first time, when we feel like it. The first time, we talk about that all the time, right? Follow directions, do my best, and do my work, okay? So those are the goals that they have. They become goal achievement oriented. At the end of the class, they will get 5 points. They did all of that stuff. So they're looking to make sure I did my work, I did my best, I remained seated, I followed directions, and I came to class prepared. I had my pencil ready, I had my notebook ready, my name is on it, my date is written on it, I was ready when Miss Sharita called on me. This is what they're focused on. So during that hour, some of my students have 2 hours back to back and a break in between. During that time, they know that they are focused. That's goal and achievement oriented. If I accomplish these goals, then I'm going to achieve 5 points. If I accomplish 5 points, then I'm going to be on green level, okay? And then, or if I achieve 4 points, I'm going to be on purple purple level, okay? And then if I keep doing this, I will get rewarded. That's goal and achievement oriented. When it's time for the progress report from school or the report card, take your child's report card, have them read through it and explain to you what's going on in their report card. Have them be accountable for it, tell you, and ask them how they feel about each grade and what they want to accomplish and how they're going to improve their grade. Have a discussion about it, but instead of you talking so much and telling them, have them tell you how they're going to achieve these goals. When I first started teaching, I had a class. I wasn't officially a teacher. I was a substitute teacher for a behavior disabled class. I was very excited because I got to have the class for the whole year. I was a permanent substitute, but I was like, my own class, oh my gosh! I was a mental health specialist, and I left that job because I had my oldest daughter, Jazzy, and I wanted to be home more with her and became a teacher, okay? So I was a substitute at first, so I felt so privileged and honored to have my own class. But the class, the students were in there fighting and cursing their teachers and kicking over desks and not doing their work and failing tests, but they couldn't read, they couldn't write, they couldn't spell, they couldn't do the math. They were functioning way below grade level. So since I had a behavior modification background, I went in there like, I'm going to improve their behavior, but I'm also going to teach them how to read. Okay? So I met with my students as a group. We developed a community. We had a family. It's just like the program here. We're a family. We love each other. We talk to each other about our days. We congratulate each other. We hold each other accountable, right? Same kind of environment when I was 27 years old and I got my first class. But I also met with them one-on-one. We did conferences, okay, about work that they did or a test. After the test, they didn't just get the grade. They sat with me one-on-one. I called them one at a time. They went to art. Then in this one, I was finished this one, he would go to art and get the other students and it was Miss Lawson back then. Miss Lawson ready for you. Then that student would come sit with me. We would go over the test to see what their score was, what they got correct, what they didn't get correct, work on it right then so they can learn to get better next time, right? So they had one-on-one conferences with me. But we also did a monthly, I guess this is where I get the actual plan reviews from. Every month we would meet and they had to sign a contract and they had to fill in the blanks. How they think they improved, what progress they think they're making, what goal they want to work on next, what grade did they get last marking period, what new grade they want to get, how they were going to get it, right? And then they filled that out with me. They did it right now. They didn't do it right now. They signed it. They took it home. Mom signed it. Brought back to me. I made a copy. I hung one copy up in the classroom. They took it back home to Mom, who hung it up on the fridge. We all on the same page. Okay? So, goal and achievement oriented means that our kids have to be involved in their growth journey. They have to be thinking about how they're going to get to the next level. We have to be talking to them about it, but not talking to them like telling them. Of course, we're going to be telling them and guiding them. But what we also need to leave room for is accountability. Our kids to think and figure it out. Okay? I'm almost falling out of the chair because one of my students is known for, as I pick one of these leaves off, it's a little yellowy and hard. I pick this one off. One of my students in group 4, she's been with me for a while. Smart girl. But she received too much help too. A lot of kids that are in special education, they get used to the special education. And that's not good. Right? Hey, I was a special education teacher. I'm not knocking teachers. Okay? I'm not knocking teachers because after I was a substitute teacher, I became an actual certified teacher. And I was a special education teacher. Okay? But I never treated my students like they were in special education. I didn't do accommodations. I made them work and return accommodations into goals. That's a whole nother lie. But, right? But they become so used to special education and the help that they kind of adapt it. And that's the way they function now. So part of what I do when my students come to my program, I encourage you to do this at home. If you have a child that's in special education, they have all these accommodations. When they're at home, have them start to work and do things without those training wheels. Okay? And I know that might sound easier. I mean, it's harder than what I'm making it may seem harder. But it's so necessary. And I would not be telling you this if I didn't witness so many kids improve so much once they started to learn how to function independently and get out of special education or stop needing all the accommodations in their IEP, you know, and grow out of that. Okay? I have students in my program that no longer even needed aid. That's our goal. We want to, no shade to aides, but we want to get rid of the aid, okay? We want the paraprofessionals in the classroom that help. We want our kids to go in there and not need them to read, to write, to spell. Like, I'm not going to even get started until my aides sit next to me, because I can't do this by myself. No. We don't want that, okay? So we want them to focus on being goal and achievement oriented in the classroom. And if they are in special education, a lot of times our kids are not focused on that. They're focusing on help. So this particular student, she was focused on help for years. And I mean help from everybody, family, and school, and when we do the meetings, the IEP meetings, because I also attend those for my students and parents. All they do is talk about what else can we do to help her? What else can we do to help her? I don't like that word. I'm telling y'all right now, I don't like that word, okay? So then Miss Sharita's in the meeting, like, you know how to do this because you do it in my class. So I'm expecting you to do this in school, okay? I almost fell out the chair when she started talking. She had to write about, my students are writing an essay about answering the question, do you want to be pushed to a higher level? She writing that essay, and when she's reading it aloud to me, it sound like a different Katie. I'm like, I said her name, and I'm like, who are you and what have you done with my girl? Because who is this? She cracking up. She is really talking like she wants to do things herself. She doesn't want to need help all the time. She wants to prove that she could do it alone. You know what I mean? She don't want people to have to tell her what to do. She wants to do it before, because we always talk about that too. She want to do it before anybody has to tell her. That's taking initiative, right? I'm like, what? You go, girl, right? It's taken a while, but she's finally getting to the point where she's becoming goal and achievement oriented. And it feels so good to hear her say that. I'm so proud of her. And I've seen it. She's not just talking. She's not just talking the talk, but she's also walking the walk. Okay? I've seen her come into class on time. She the first one there. You know what I mean? I've seen her coming prepared. Okay? She used to miss class a lot. We had to be going around searching. I'm texting her mom. Her mom texting me. We figure out why she didn't log in. Oh my gosh. And this is just the beginning. When the kids start talking like that, they are self-motivated. They are goal and achievement oriented. Then you just step out of the way and let them do it, because what you taught them has now sunk in. They now take ownership of it, and once they take ownership of it, it's a wrap. I've seen this time and time again. Once your child takes ownership of the goal and achievement process of their education, take responsibility for my actions, take responsibility for my education. Once your child starts to experience success, and they start to like, what else can I do? What else can I do? Success feels good. Once your child goes from not wanting to read and throw tantrums, I've been through that too with kids, to raising their hand and getting upset if they're not called on because they want to go next to read. Or if I'm reading with a student and I'm like, we take turns, you read a paragraph, I read a paragraph, you read a paragraph, I read a paragraph, we tag teaming, and the kid trying to read my paragraph too. I'm like, hey man, that's my paragraph. They start laughing. Like, you're You want that for your child. When they become goal and achievement oriented, there's nothing that they're not going to be able to accomplish because their mindset is there now. They're not worried about failing anymore. That's a beautiful thing to see. And now they are embracing the challenge, which is a goal on a lot of my students' action plans. To embrace the challenge. Embrace it. That's how you get to the next level. Okay? And for them to know that if something is hard right now, it's temporary. And that's why they're not allowed. This is hard. They're not allowed to say that. I got this. I'm gonna figure this out. Or wait. Let me do it myself. Let me keep going. Or no, Miss Sharita. Because if they're reading with me and they read a word wrong, they have to go back and read that word, and then they have to spell it out loud. Depending on how I'm feeling, I might tell them to do a whole bunch of stuff. Read the sentence 2 times till they master it 2 or 3 times. Read the word a couple times. You know what I mean? I take them through it, and then they rather get the word themselves than let me catch them on the wrong word and them have to do all of that. So be like, wait, and then they work on it till they get it. I'm like, okay, I see your work. I see you. That's what you want. So let me go over it one more time. Then go to the Zoom room. We go to the Zoom room. He put that in the chat. He put the Zoom room, the link. She probably did already. We're gonna go to the Zoom room. So if anybody wants to join me, have any questions, we can chit chat for a little while. Or if you have some questions about, like I said, tutoring, coaching services, the summer program, Mother's Day promo, whatever you want to talk about, come hang with us. We're going to be in here for a few minutes. And we're here to answer any of your questions, okay? All right. So we're going to go over it one more time. You also go to my website, growthinstitute.mykajabi.com. It's GROWTH Institute.mykajabi.com, honey, okay? Because that's what we do here. We focus on growth, okay? Our kids don't have to be perfect. We moms don't have to be perfect. We dads don't have to be perfect. We just getting better every day. We just growing and learning every single day. And that's why we the bomb, okay? Because that's what we do. We're not gonna stay in the same spot. We make mistakes sometimes. Our kids make mistakes sometimes, but we're gonna keep going. Okay? All right. So, create success immediately. We have to create success immediately. Your child's been failing for a while, been struggling for a while, getting in trouble for a while. Give them a tiny goal. Create an action plan first of all the things that is stopping them from success. Because that's what we do here. So write down all the things that your child should be able to do and you want your child to accomplish, right? And they want to accomplish. All the things that they should have, that they didn't have, or all the things that's getting in the way and all the struggles, write them down. And then all of that, all of the struggles, all the things they should have known but they didn't master, they're now goals, honey. You turn them into goals, okay? And then take the tiniest goal and then put it together, put structure in place, and they will accomplish it. And when they accomplish it, then that's success. And they're like, I can do it. I didn't think I could, but I can. That's what Maya said. When she was getting in trouble every day at school, we put an action plan together for her. I've been communicating with her teacher. We were on the same page, and she started doing better every day. Next thing you know, she got student of the month, honey. She got student of the month. Before she got student of the month, she said to me, she's like, what did I say? I said, you gonna have a good day today? She said, yes, I always have good days. Like, of course. What you think? Her mindset had changed, right? Next thing you know, she got student of the month. But before she got student of the month, she's like, I thought I would never be able to stop, to sit down and to do good in class, in school. I thought I'd never be able to do that. This is what our kids are thinking. So we have to interrupt that thinking and replace it with something else. Even if they don't say it to us, this is where they get in trouble over and over. Or if they keep getting bad grades over and over. Or if they get an A, they don't feel good about having the other kids can do it on their own and they have to have somebody right next to them helping them. They don't feel good about that math. Even if they wait for the A to come. That's the math, that's the comfort zone. that mess, they don't feel good about that at all. But our kids are sitting here thinking, I don't think I can do this. I thought I'd never. She 5 years old said that. How long was my baby thinking like that? Unacceptable. You're not going to accept that. Y'all feel me? You're not going to accept that. So create success. Teach them to figure it out all the time. Make them think. Don't give them nothing. Let them get it on their own. I'm saying that because I know a lot of y'all looking at me like I'm too tough, or we should help them and all this other stuff. No. No. No, I don't help kids. I teach them to help themselves and figure it out. Don't give them nothing. Okay? Make them work hard to get to the answer. Because once they get to the answer, they celebrate because I did that. I figured it out. So I feel like that's the gift that I want to give kids. And that's better than me just giving them the answer. I'm not helping them grow. I'm just helping them feel, not have to worry about it anymore in the moment. And no, you're not going to do that. So teach them to figure it out. Have them compete with others. Have a little competitive environment going on in your house, okay? To get everybody's feet moving a little faster. Everybody focusing on what they're going to achieve, right? Or going after a goal, or achieving something, or you have a prize for somebody to win in your house. Do that. It's healthy. It's fun. Okay? Do that. Have them compete with themselves. Have them do what I just said earlier. Just get better every day. Just accomplish something today that you couldn't accomplish yet yesterday. Just accomplish something today, or accomplish something new today. And make it be something tiny. All these mini successes add up to one big major success. And many successes make your child start to feel like a success. That's what we want, all right? And then the last one, teach them to be goal and achievement oriented, all right? So I want to thank y'all so much for hanging with me today. I hope you enjoyed the live. I hope you got something out of it. And I want y'all to have the best school year you've ever had. This year is going to be the best school year your child has ever had. They're going to accomplish things that they never thought they could. Your child will impress you this year. Okay? This is what I want for you. And I'm saying that because I want to send those vibes to you. I want to send that energy your way. Because I don't want you to feel a day, any day, no matter what's going on right now with your child, no matter what you've heard, or how bad the struggle is, or how tough it is for you, honey. I want you to know that this is temporary. And I want you to know that your child will grow and it will succeed. You put the right structure in place. You focus on growth. And you add some self-care for yourself. I had to learn how to do that. So that you can stay in the game and keep going and stay around when you need to, and grow your child when you need to, and handle when they want to give up. Not let them give up. But in order to do that, you got to fill up your cup. I want you to know that this team, wherever your child is right now, whether they're doing okay or they're struggling, that's not the end. Growth is unlimited. Alright? Alright? So I want y'all to believe in yourself. I'm about to head out to the Zoom. Hey Shaki! Hello, dog. I can't wait to see y'all in the summer. Welcome. I'm just finishing wrapping up. Hashtag replay sis. But I'll be in the Zoom room after this. So y'all click on the link and join me if you have any questions. I'm here to answer any questions you may have. Okay? Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy your Memorial Day weekend. Throw some on the grill for me. Okay? Alright? Love y'all so much. Believe in yourself. Believe in your child, honey. And always remember that growth is unlimited. Me too, Shaki. I can't wait either. Peace, y'all.